More than 500 people are estimated to have been killed in Iran since nationwide anti-government protests broke out in September. They were sparked by the death of a young woman in the custody of the country's morality police after she was arrested for wearing her hijab incorrectly. But if the protests were to succeed and the Islamic Republic was brought to an end, one problem looms large: what or who to replace it with? Well, joining me now is Rضاپهلوی, the son of the last Shah of Iran and a central figure in opposition outside of the country. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. And just first of all, the demonstrations have become a much broader protest against the regime. How significant is the challenge the regime is facing at the moment?
Good evening, Mark, and thank you for having me on your program. As an Iranian, I'm proud to say that we are witnessing the first revolution of women in its kind, supported by the rest of the Iranian people, men, fathers, sons, in a campaign that has been dubbed as Woman, Life, Freedom. As such, I wouldn't call it a protest anymore. This is a true revolution at hand. And that clearly worries the regime. Is trying to do everything as typically totalitarian system would do in cracking down on their own citizenry, even deploying tanks and artillery to regions like Kurdistan to kill people just because they are voicing their demands for freedom, although they call death to the dictator and an end to this regime. So this is the state of affairs right now. People have nothing to lose. We have political prisoners, some of them awaiting execution only because they're asking for liberty and self-determination. And this is where the world needs to finally catch up to this reality and, parallel to whatever campaign of maximum pressure they're exerting on the regime, begin to think of how they can elevate the pressure by having maximum support as part of their strategy in helping the Iranian people get rid of this regime, which is the fundamental problem in the first place.